Have you ever looked around and felt like the world is running faster than you? Like everyone's racing towards something invisible? And yet somehow, you're the only one who feels stuck in the slow lane? I used to feel that every single morning. I'd wake up, look in the mirror, and ask myself why it felt like I was missing a secret manual everyone else had. The truth is, I wasn't missing anything. I was just looking in the wrong direction. People chase noise, trends, and instant wins, but real wealth hides in silence. I didn't become rich the way people think. I didn't stumble upon $1 million idea or buy some magic crypto coin. I built it, slowly, invisibly, almost boringly. But what happened after still shocks me. One day I looked around, and the same people who used to laugh at my quiet moves started asking me how I got so far, so fast. And I just smiled, because by then, I had learned something they hadn't. The real power of getting rich lies in keeping your growth invisible until it's undeniable. When I started, I wasn't chasing luxury or cars or status. I was chasing freedom. Freedom from worrying if I could pay my bills. Freedom from pretending to like a job I hated. Freedom from the noise that keeps people trapped. Most people don't realize this, but the loudest person in the room is usually the weakest. The truly wealthy, the quietly successful, they move differently. They don't show off their plans because they know attention destroys momentum. That's a lesson it took me years to learn. When you start sharing your dreams too early, people drain your energy before you've even taken the first real step. So I started keeping my moves private. I stopped posting, stopped explaining, stopped seeking validation. I let my silence become my strategy. I worked when others scrolled, I studied when others partied, and I built systems that made money while I slept. It wasn't fast, it wasn't glamorous, but it worked. You know what no one tells you? Wealth doesn't begin with money. It begins with a mindset that refuses to stay average. I stopped thinking about how to earn more and started thinking about how to depend less. That's when the shift happened. I learned the difference between income and control. Income gives you money. Control gives you peace. Most people chase income. They want bigger paychecks, bonuses, flashy side hustles. I wanted control. I wanted to design a life that didn't collapse if one source of income disappeared. So I started building invisible income streams. Tiny at first. A digital product here, a small investment there. It felt pointless at the start, like watering a seed in dry soil. But I kept going, and one day, those small streams began to merge quietly into a river I didn't have to chase. Here's the funny thing. When you build silently, people don't notice your growth until it's too late for them to catch up. They still think you're in the same lane as them. They see you living simply, not realizing that your simplicity is your strength. They see you say no to distractions, not realizing those no's are building your yes to freedom. Most people want to look successful before they become it. I did the opposite. I looked broke while building wealth. I lived small while planning big. I didn't upgrade my phone, my car, or my image. Instead, I upgraded my habits, my mindset, and my circle. Every morning, I'd write one line in my notebook. Earn quietly, move intentionally. That line became my rule. At first, no one believed I was doing anything meaningful. They thought I was wasting my time reading about cash flow, learning about compound interest, or watching videos on psychology instead of trading hype coins or flipping trends. But I knew something most people didn't. Money isn't about speed, it's about direction. And once I fixed my direction, everything else aligned. I started to notice patterns. The habits rich people never talk about because they don't even realize they're doing them. They automate discipline. They delay reaction. They act before excitement. Every wealthy person I studied had one thing in common. They treated money like a tool, not a trophy. Once I understood that, I stopped working for money and started working with it. That's when the real transformation began. I created a silent system for myself. No one knew about it. It wasn't on Instagram or Twitter or YouTube. I called it my invisible factory. It worked like this. Every time I learned a new skill, I'd build a small system that could make me money passively using that skill. For example, I learned how to write, so I wrote guides online. I learned how to edit, so I helped a few creators, built templates, and automated the process. I didn't chase fame, I built leverage. And over time, leverage became wealth. People talk about multiple streams of income like it's some fancy finance buzzword. It's not. It's just the art of staying prepared. One stream dries, another keeps flowing. That's all wealth really is. Preparation multiplied over time. But here's the part most people will never understand. Getting rich fast doesn't mean making money overnight. It means making progress daily while no one notices. The fast part isn't in time, it's in contrast. You look fast to others only because they were standing still while you were quietly moving forward. When I finally reached a point where my passive income covered my living expenses, I didn't throw a party or post a picture. I went for a walk. I remember it so clearly. The air felt lighter. The noise in my head was gone. I had built something I didn't need to explain. That's the kind of peace no paycheck can buy. Now I see people every day chasing shortcuts, crypto pumps, dropshipping fads, fake mentors. I get it. The world sells speed because patience doesn't go viral. But the truth is, quiet consistency will beat noisy talent every single time. I wasn't the smartest, fastest, or luckiest. I was just relentless. I built when it was boring. I kept learning when no one cared. I played long games in a short-term world. And that's why I got rich so fast. Not because time bent for me, but because I stopped wasting it. If you're still watching, let me tell you this. The secret to wealth is not what you think it is. It's not luck, timing, or connections. It's clarity. You have to know exactly what you want, and exactly what you're willing to give up to get it. I gave up comfort, distractions, and the need to prove anything. In exchange, I got time, options, and peace. Most people do it the other way around. They trade their time for comfort and their peace for noise. And then they call it success. That's the trap I escaped. Sometimes I meet people who say, "You're lucky, man. You just got it right." I smile, but inside I know the truth. They didn't see the sleepless nights, the decisions that made no sense to anyone else, the months of earning almost nothing while building something invisible. They didn't see the mornings I woke up with self-doubt but kept going anyway. They didn't see the sacrifices, the rejections, the quiet tears. But I'm not bitter, because I learned that invisibility is your armor in the early stages. When people can't see what you're doing, they can't destroy it. And now when people say, "How did you get rich so fast?" I almost want to laugh, because fast is just how it looks from the outside. Inside, it was slow, deliberate, disciplined, and sometimes painful. But I wouldn't trade it for anything. The silence taught me more than success ever could. It taught me that wealth isn't loud. It doesn't scream. It whispers to those who are patient enough to listen. So if you're building something right now, and no one seems to notice, that's your sign you're on the right track. Don't post it. Don't prove it. Don't explain it. Just build. The day will come when you'll walk into a room, and everything about you will say wealth without you having to say a word. And the same people who doubted you will start asking for advice. That's when you'll know you made it. And when they ask how you did it so fast, just smile. Because the truth is, the real secret was never about speed or money. It was about silence, direction, and discipline. That's the secret I'll never give away completely. Because if everyone knew, it wouldn't work anymore.